Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking with fashion blogger and Instagram influencer Cindy Hannam. Join us as we discuss fashion, beauty, and healthy living for midlife women. Let's get started. Listeners, today we're talking with Cindy Hannam, a midlife influencer posting about fashion, beauty, and healthy living. And Julie and Mindy, we all follow Cindy on Instagram at lululoves7_ because all of us are always interested in tips for midlife fashion, beauty, and healthy living. Am I right? I know, Mindy, that you are probably the one that follows her the most closely because you're the most interested in fashion, and you're the one that brought Cindy on today. So tell us, What about her account appeals to you?
Oh my gosh. Cindy is so relatable, practical. I feel like she's also attainable, if I could put it that way. Like, it's real. She's genuine. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing that she has kids around the same age. And so just the more that I saw her and the more like her style, I was like, oh, all right, I like that. Oh, and it came from the Loft. Like, I love the Loft and they have great sales, you know? Mm-hmm. And then things were just not so over the top. Like I felt like we could just be great friends. I love like the season in life. She's sharing scripture. She's sharing her coffee. She's sharing going to work out. She's sharing her clothes. I'm like, yeah, that's right where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Julie, you relate also?
Oh yeah, I love her style, and I love, that she talks about finding things on sale and things that are easy to do, and she just has a really classic look. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Cindy, well, it sounds like we're all fans of yours, and welcome to Midlife Matters.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me today. This is so fun.
Oh, good. Well, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. And I think listeners will be too, because I know that I don't really have time to search out a lot of things for shopping or beauty tips or anything on my own. But if you can go on Instagram and see something, it's kind of like a snippet. It can really, it is something that you can incorporate into your day. So I appreciate even the medium that you use to share your ideas.
Well, thank you so much. And, I think even just as a fashion blogger, I constantly will walk in my closet or I'll have something I have to go to. And I think, I don't have anything to wear. I don't want to wear anything. No lie. It's a constant conversation. And then I think, oh, I need to go back and look on my Instagram. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. I have
so you're using it too. All right. Well, let's start at the beginning. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, your story?
Yes. Well, I am married. I have, of course, my husband and I, we have 5 children together. The 2 oldest are 24 and 21. My son, Brian, and my daughter. My son just got married over the summer. And then our daughter got engaged in August. They're trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Yes. Systematically. They're just killing us off. And then I have 3 beautiful stepdaughters, 2 in high school and 1 in junior high.
Okay.
So it's lots of fun, lots of different ages and stages that we're just having a great time. So,
oh, that's wonderful.
And I was a former teacher. So actually, originally from Arkansas, I'm a Razorback. Grew up in Fayetteville and studied to be a teacher, taught for 23 years. And then right before COVID, I resigned and decided I wanted to do something else. And that's how all this started.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Cindy,
that's really cool.
That leads right into my next question. How did you get into influencing?
I've always loved fashion, even as a child, loved fashion. You don't notice it then as much as, as you get older, but it would always help me get ready in the morning to go to work. I loved teaching, really, I did. Especially, I love kids. And when I first started, taught elementary for a while, and then ended in secondary and junior high, like the last 17 years. And just by the end, I was empty and I needed to do something else. And I wanted something creative because I felt like I didn't have that anymore, but I didn't even know how to put a word to that, really. Right. But then there was this need. And so I was had just started scrolling through Instagram, and everything was so cute, but it was more my daughter's age, in their 20s, and now in their 20s or whatever. And things I wouldn't wear. And I was like, where are all of my people? Where are all the people like me? Now this was, a while back. So, and I had tried to start a blog, but it was so hard at that time to link things and to embed pictures. And I mean, technology has come so far in just such a small amount of time. And so that I kept telling my husband, I could do that. This is so easy. I can throw a picture up there. And he's like, oh yeah, do it. I'll take a picture. You just put that up there, girl. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. So we started this. We had no idea what we were doing. I'm a teacher, no entrepreneurial spirit, have no marketing experience, no nothing. Not even really knowing anything about Instagram. So it was like this huge learning curve. And the only thing I really knew was how to put together an outfit and take a picture of it. And even he was taking, pictures, and he had a camera that he was using. So it's just funny, how far it's come and how much fun it is. And it's so hard, but it's that difficulty that makes it so intriguing or alluring to me. So I think that was that element that I was missing. It was just that creativity and just this, like every day, like it seems like every night I go to bed and go, I'm done. I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. Obviously nobody cares. And then in the morning I go, I could do that. You know what? I just thought about this. Let's put this up there. So it's it's a cycle every day.
Wow. Yeah. Cindy, it sounds like you're still using your gift of teaching. You're still teaching. You're teaching us.
But yes. And I think that's just, like a gift that you have. You're a teacher, and whatever it is that you're doing, you're probably teaching through that. So.
Yeah. I think she's found her genius zone.
I wish.
Well, I love it because this is totally like a second act. We have talked about that in midlife, being, continuing to learn and try something new and hard. And you really put yourself out there and you dug deep. I mean, I think so many people might think, oh, I could be an influencer, but it would, you said it's hard. So what kind of propels you to continue to do that? What made you continue to dig deep and keep going to the next step? Because now you're like amazing. Like you can do reels. I have no idea how you do that. Like you really have taken it full on.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it is so hard. That's what people are like, you do what? They always give you this kind of like, look, when you tell them what you do. I've even changed like some of my vocabulary. I'll say, I'm a social media manager instead of saying I'm a blogger, I'm an influencer, because people look at you like, you do what? So I think my husband actually has been such a huge part of the whole thing. He just keeps saying, keep going, keep going. I was making no money for so long. I mean, it's just, being an entrepreneur, and he is very much that. He knew it was going to be a long haul, and like, we want that instant, and I thought once I start this, people are going to love me. They're going to want to buy what I have, and it was ridiculous, but he continues just to say, you can do it. We'll give it 6 more months. Give it 6 more months and let's see how it goes. Here it is. It's been a while, but also I think what has been so crucial has been, I've found this group of blogger friends, and I want to say it's by coincidence, but it wasn't. It was God's divine intervention on my behalf, was bringing these 4 other girls, and they're just I would have quit a long time ago if it wasn't for them, just because you just need that support, and somebody else who goes, I get it. I know what you're going through. And we have just a like-mindedness, and that we're Christians and we love the Lord, and we have families and we have kids, and we're kind of in this, in that midlife stage. So it's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Cindy, what does a day or a week look like for you as you're creating content and doing real life too? And how does all that work?
Yeah, I'm the worst. I really am. So, each day is a different day, and the creating content just consumes so much time. I'm always amazed at how much time it consumes. When I was teaching school, you go to school, you go to work, and you have, it's your day is planned out for you. And so after doing that for 23 years and then coming home, I was like wandering around the house going, I don't know, I'm done. I don't know what to do. It's 9:30 and I'm done, and it took a while, and I still struggle because that's not innately who I am. I have a daughter that is like this organized, rigorous. She's got a checklist and she goes down it. I still wander from where I'm doing and going, I don't know what I'm doing here. So it's putting that structure into place. And every day seems like it's different, but I know I have to pull content, I've got to create it, whatever that means, put things together and get them photographed, write captions, link everything. It's all just this process. And it always takes longer than I think it's going to take. So,
do you plan it out, or does it just kind of happen spontaneously every day?
I try my best to plan out as much. Like mentally, I have this vision of what I want it to be. I don't always get it on my calendar like that. I know lots of people do. I do have paper calendars, and I have like notebooks, which I started when I was teaching, just keeping a notebook because I don't know, I have menopause mind or something. I forget everything. I mean, I like thinking about something, and then the next minute I think, what was I thinking? I don't know. So I just write everything down. That way I can go back and look at it. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, I'm curious because when you see fashion bloggers, I think, do they have to get up every single day and wear a new outfit and always look their best? And are they always buying clothes? Or then I've read like they sometimes do like multiple outfits in one day. Like, how does that like logistically work? Can you never just lay around in your yoga pants?
I do. I think that's part of being the genuine part too about influencing is letting people in to see. I don't always have my makeup on. I don't have any eyelashes on today. I'm still in my, sometimes I look up at the clock. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I still have my pajamas on because I've been in my email the whole time. I think I'll just go and respond to that one email, or I'll just go do this one thing. And then all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still here in my pajamas. So I think there's that. And lots of people do. And sometimes I do batch content where I do several outfits at one time. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish, what you have time to do. And then collaborations are a whole different thing because they require, more criteria from the brand or whoever's having you do it. So.
Right. Okay. Because I do think, oh my goodness, of course we don't see the same outfit twice. So we think your closet must be like taking up whole rooms. And then also we think that you must have to be dressed every single day.
And I think I don't know a lot of people that are actually dressed every day, but I think a lot of people try to, and I don't know. I mean, I wear a lot of the same things every day on there. Anyway, just because I think, you know what, who does that? Who goes and buys, a new outfit every day? But I'm sure. And we do have, people will send you lots of things for good or for bad. And then, however, I do have 4 girls. So I'm never in the kids lots of times will take stuff out of especially my college age daughter. So, so that's how, or I give them away, or don't, donate or whatever. So.
Well, you said that sometimes you're still in your pajamas at 4:30. And so obviously your work can be very all consuming. So how do you create boundaries? Like, how do you say like, okay, well, this is going to be my time to work and this is going to be my time to do other things that I need when it's just right there so close to your fingertips all the time?
It is. And, that is it. it's a daily struggle. My husband and my kids are both great about, pumping the brakes. They're like, okay, enough of that. I need your time. Like right now, we don't have any of the kids here at the moment, but when they're here, they want to go get coffee or go do something. And immediately I want to say, I'm busy, I'm working, but I have to, but then my daughter will say, well, I'm only here for this long, so you better take advantage of it.
Right.
So, and then my husband is good about, in the evenings, he wants me to sit down and he wants my attention, and, we'll want to watch a show together, eat dinner together. So those are the hard boundaries, but also he also knows that's a double-edged sword, right? When you're an entrepreneur, unfortunately, it is the fact that you are the only one working that business, and it is what you put into it. And it is long hours and lots to do. And, you are paying the bills. So, there are those, that hard line on that side too. So,
yeah, I would imagine besides creating the content, the responding to people's comments and questions is probably just as time consuming.
Yes, 100%.
Do you have a mental idea of how many hours a week you think you're putting into this business, just to give people an idea of what it really takes?
When I was teaching school, the problem with school was it's not flexible. You have to be there the whole time, right? Whereas when I came home, I thought, oh, this is great. I can do whatever I want to, whenever I want to. But the flip side of that for influencing and the blogging part is that it's 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So that's the hard fact about that. And I do put way more time into it than I probably should.
More than like when you worked a full-time job.
Oh yes. I'm like going, I need to go back to teaching. That would be it. I did it right because I had summers off.
Right.
And I had Thanksgiving off and Christmas off, and I had spring break off. And, and now it's not like that. And when I go on vacation, that's like a time that's really interesting for the audience too, because they're like, oh, she's going on vacation. Where are we going?
What's she wearing?
Right.
That's right. What is she taking? Because we're going there next time, and they want to go too. So,
right.
So there's that part of it as well. But again, my husband is like our anniversary is coming up in November. And I was like, honey, I just don't know. I'm not sure. I know he had this image of us going someplace. I was like, I'm just not sure. That's really a busy time. I mean, it's fourth quarter. There's sales and all that stuff. And it's right there, right before Black Friday. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so that's like a no-go. I'm like going, oh, absolutely not. And he looked at me, he goes, oh, we're going someplace. So we're doing something. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. We're just, so.
Well, let me stick this question in. Cindy, you weren't prepared for this one, but let me just go ahead and quickly ask, how do you recharge between your work, your family, things that you feel like you need to do and accomplish, and the people, the relationships you're trying to keep up with? What do you personally do to take time away and recharge?
Exercise is my go-to. I love to walk outside. I think that and listen to, music, and that is just so restorative. I try to have a time where I'm having a quiet time, reading something that's spiritually filling me up. And I think spending time just with my family, a lot of times if I'm with them, social media isn't a great thing. They don't love it. They don't do Facebook or Instagram or da. So when I'm with them, I try just to put the phone down and I don't engage that way. I'm not taking pictures. I'm not, Even with my kids, a lot of times I try not to, just because I don't want them thinking, oh, mom's doing that too. We're having this experience for her to document this. So I don't want that to be the message I'm sending them, because that's totally not it at all. So spending time with them helps recharge and kind of refocus or reset.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Because I was feeling tired for you, which is why I had to ask that question.
No, I totally understand.
Okay. Well, Cindy, after following you for a while, I have mentioned this. You can hear the joy in my voice, but a couple of adjectives that I would use to describe your total content: practical, real, genuine, encouraging. You love your family. You live by the Bible. You're stylish. You have good, healthy habits. I love your skincare, that you're open and honest about trying to take care of this middle-aged skin. Your exercise and nutrition. I just appreciate you. You cover, I felt like, so much. Like, that's actually a long list. And so you have a niche that you said was missing on social media that you're trying to meet. How in the world do you accomplish this great feat? Because I feel like you're accomplishing so much. Like, that was an easy list for me to come up with. And I have not followed you for probably more than 4 or 5 months at this point.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think just trying to, and I'm not good at this at all. I'm definitely a hider, or letting people in, more than I would normally do. And being on here when I don't have my makeup on, or if it's early in the morning or late at night, or just the regular activities. I think too, just those glimpses help other people not feel so isolated or alone. I think, Satan, one of Satan's tricks is to say, you're the only one feeling like that. You're the only one that's experiencing that. And I know that that's not true. That's the lie that we believe a lot of times as midlife women. And I just wanted people to hear my story. And so I'm trying to open up. I think watching other influencers who do a good job of that is helpful as well. One influencer, she also had a primary job, and then she was influencing as well. And I knew she was dog tired. And so instead of getting on, she would just type out a little blurb and put it up in her stories. So the purpose was just to keep that connection between she and her audience, just to give them an idea of, this is what's happening. I can't get on here right this minute, but I just want to let you know. So, which is not innately me. I'm one that I immediately think that, they don't really care, but I care. I care, about that other person. And so I thought, well, maybe if I just start putting those little blurbs up there, that would be helpful too. And that will let people in and have that glimpse. I had surgery on my mouth. I had a tooth removed. I was like, this is the worst thing ever. I can't believe, that sounds like old lady stuff. And that's the only person that, you can imagine. And I was like, how do I even talk about that? And I was like, maybe I should just not say anything about it. And then I thought, you know what? That is so silly. These are things that happen, and you just put them out there, and lo and behold, people are like, oh yeah, that happened to me. Da, da, da. Here, take time. And so many followers were just like so gracious and kind and encouraging in just their responses. So that was,
that's great.
It just is so good. I think the other part of that is I've met so many neat Christian people from around the world that I would have never have met before doing this. And that is so encouraging and so motivating.
Yeah, that is a rewarding part of the internet, I guess, is connecting to people that you'd never know otherwise. Cindy, your style is very attainable. And like I said before, it's classic, but you also keep us informed of trends. And I like that you care that the fashion is affordable. So how do you decide what to spotlight and share? Like, there's a lot to choose from out there.
I think I'm just watching other people too, and looking to see what the trends are. Fashion is that cycle. You see it come back. It just revolves. It's kind of like teaching, or maybe just anything. I've noticed, the trends come in and out. They come in and out. So you just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. You're watching. I do a lot of research. Actually, lots of influencers I know are at heart researchers. They like to dig around and see what they can find and what everybody else is doing. I read a lot of, not like Vogue or that type. That's not my style. So or runway styles, but a lot of other more authentic maybe or genuine, not magazines, but online magazines like Who What Wear, who does a lot of, they used to do Target. I don't know if they're in Target anymore, but I mean, they're a huge brand, but they do lots of great, tips, 7, pieces that are in for the fall. And I'll go see, and you like, are like, do I agree with this or not?
Would I wear it or not?
Wear that or not? Yeah. Because most of the things that are in fashion, you go, that is so pretty, but I would never, where would I wear that? And then my mom was a sale person. So, and she was a single mom. So we were always thrifty. And so I think that that's part of that. And my daughter, our oldest, is like the thrifty, I mean, and I was like, where does she get that from? I don't know even where this is all, And then my husband was like, oh, that's you. That's totally you. I was like, rude. So
it's a compliment.
Well, I love that you help narrow things down from Amazon, because I'm always afraid to order because you just don't know what you're going to get. So if I can see that somebody like you has narrowed it down and said, this is a good thing, then I can trust that.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? I've said forever, I hate Amazon. I just don't like them, because you just don't know what you're getting, right? So I had to invest some time in looking through some of the things that they have, because they do have some good pieces. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cindy, you said that you look online a lot and you have some certain places that you go on the internet, but what are some of your favorite influencers that you follow, or your favorite podcasts, or your favorite Instagram accounts? Like what appeals to you?
You know what I really love watching, because it's not my forte or whatever, is home things like home decor and home tips and things like that. Chris loves Julia. Do y'all know who that is?
Yes. We love them.
Yes. I love watching their renovations. And of course I'm like, oh, I could do that. I could, You're like,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't say that either.
and you're like, I'm totally in on that. And their houses are just amazing. The Cashels, I did not know about them until just recently. A godly couple who have I don't think it's like a bed, or maybe it is kind of like a bed and breakfast, but they own a estate, and they've renovated it, and I guess they do, have people come in and stay and whatever. Anyway, and they have a sweet little family. They're younger, probably in their 30s, 40s, maybe, and just a sweet family. And I just have loved watching them. And then one influencer that I'm loving, I saw her on TikTok first, actually, is Brunch with Babs.
Oh, I've not heard of it.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us.
She is so fun. She's an older woman, probably in her 60s.
I think I've seen her.
Maybe mid 60s. And she's like your mom or grandma. She's got all of the great tips, tricks, whatever, for home, for meal planning, she's doing this whole meal planning thing right now, which I want to do. And I am not a foodie at all, nor do I love to cook. But in my mind, I think I'm going to do this. So anyway, she's another one that I love. As far as podcasts, love Emily P. Freeman's The Right Thing. Business wise, The Gold Digger with Jenna Kutcher, Brock Johnson, and Shalene Johnson. I think they have great information, for influencers, blah, 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 that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you're keeping busy even with keeping up with other types of things, because you can probably even gain ideas from watching a home decor account on what might translate to something that you'd be able to do.
Absolutely.
Cindy, to midlife women who are looking to update their look this fall, what would you suggest?
And since you guys said I was practical, I'm coming with the practical today.
Yes, we want practical.
Because I was doing the same thing. So generally at the end of the season, in the spring when I was starting to move, because I moved my closet. I don't have a really big closet. So I pack up my winter stuff and drag out all the summer stuff. I will make a note or a mental note of, okay, those shoes are looking bad. I need to replace those. Things like that. I need a new pair of denim or whatever it is. I make that list kind of mentally, and I know when the fall comes or when they have the Nordstrom sale, and I see those things, those are the things I'm gonna, snatch up. Also, if there was something that I saw the year before for the winter or whatever season you're in that I liked, but I didn't do, and I know that it's going to continue trending, I'm going to pick that up as well. So, I would say if you're going to update and you want to do, just do the basics. I would say get a good blazer. It can be black or it can be camel. It can even be cream, or a winter white. I'm looking for that right now. I would say get a good white button-up shirt or button-down if you want to button down. Anyway, a good white shirt that you can wear with anything, because really it just is multifunctional. It will serve you. Like I wear my white shirts even during the summer because, when you go to the grocery store, it's freezing and then you come out and it's hot. And then look at your shoes. And I don't know if y'all think this, but something that dates us immediately are an old pair of shoes. Even though they feel great, you can see some of these shoes and you go, oh, it just says frumpy, or you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to do that.
She's going for comfort.
I podcast from my closet, and I can hardly control my neck from turning around to look at my shoes now.
Or if you're like me and you're like, I don't want to I love these so much. I don't want to, put them away. And I demote mine. Mine get demoted and I'll put a new pair in there, and they still hang around until I just, get away from it. So, like right now, the pointy toe shoe is in almost any style. So a good pointy toe shoe is a good investment to make.
It's terrible because when the pointy toe shoes went out, I was so happy, and I'm sorry to see they've come back in again.
I know, and these two though, a lot of these are not, like pumps are just killers when they have those pointy toes. But a lot of these are not quite as abusive as the other.
Okay.
The traditional ones.
I got so excited, and you shared this pair of boots just the other day. It's a light colored, chunky boot. And I'm like, it totally brings me back to the 90s and back to high school. And I'm like, oh, I love that look. I love the chunky boot. And you just shared some not too long ago. I'm like, and they have them at Target. And I think those are the ones you shared.
Yes.
So I was thrilled about that.
I love that Target it will make a dupe or a similar to, I just call it a similar to a lot of the higher brand, because it gives everybody the option, right, to join in on that. And you don't feel badly just paying, making that small investment.
Because you may not wear those a ton,
You may not.
Yeah. And I love that you said you don't, maybe not everyone is willing to jump on the wagon like of the new fashion that year. A lot of times I think that is so hideous, but then by the next year I've seen it enough and I think, that's pretty cute. But I'm not willing to buy it the first year.
I'm always the last one on that train too. So I'm always like, I don't like that. And then you see it styled differently. And then you're like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Or, hey, this is here to stay. I need to get on with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Or this is all they're selling.
I know. As soon as it's catching on in my life, it's going out of style.
Well, that's true. Because I have read this about home decor before, and tell me if you find it to be true of clothing, that once it shows up in Target, it's probably on its way out.
Sometimes. I think right now they're doing a great job of keeping up.
Okay.
I think they're, definitely on target
they're on target at Target? Okay.
They're on
Love it.
That's probably true with like runway trends. Like they're so, but as far as what everybody's wearing, I feel like Target's pretty pretty right there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's really good. I was in Target the other day and they had this whole mannequin display of, and I don't even know how to describe them. They're like the long sleeve shirts with the white collars, and they had like the block of color, the stripes that go across your body, like purple, white, purple, white. And they had them for all different people in the family, like if you could dress like that or a long sleeve shirt like that for a man. And I took a picture of it and I sent it to my daughter. I said, I've already worn this. Like I wore this in high school.
You talking about a rugby shirt?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're all
Clues.
back. And and, well, that's what she said, Mindy. I didn't think of Blue's Clues, but she texted me back, that's Blue's Clues. And I was like, oh, and now there it is again. It's like the third time in my life I've seen these.
That's also 1984.
Yes. I was at Target yesterday and bought some pants. The whole time Abby and I were together, I was like, that was my style in high school. The short sleeve soft sweater with the A-line skirt, the chunky boots. She made me buy these pair of pants yesterday. I'm like, I remember asking for those for Christmas when I was a senior in high school. They're corduroy wide leg pants. I literally just bought some again. She was like, yeah, you should do that. I'm like, well, I'm just glad I'm not spending a fortune because I just don't know if this style is going to, last.
Yes, it's true.
They're rotating even faster now.
Yeah.
Maybe we just remember more. We've lived longer to see it all.
I guess.
Yes.
So, well, that's really interesting. What do your girls think about you? Because I think that girls tend to think that we don't know anything, but you being an influencer, do they have a little bit more respect for you than the average teenager or not?
Yeah. When Aubrey that's our oldest daughter, was in high school, I had just been starting influencing for a year or two, and I was not allowed to I couldn't talk about her. I couldn't do any videos. That was totally off the table,
Of you or of her?
Anybody. It didn't matter. You're an idiot. Do not put anything up there, mother. This is, social suicide. And here was the other part. Because I taught actually her class, her whole class of friends and people that went before her and behind her. Mm-hmm. So that was like, oh my gosh, mother, people are saying, So I think now they love it. Now, like my son he does copywriting for a business, and he totally gets it. He was like, Mom, you've got to get on TikTok. I was like, son, I don't think anybody my age is on TikTok. He goes, no, Mom, you got to be there. You got to get going. And so it just is amazing. Now, my younger girls, the high schoolers are okay. Our junior hires kind of like, meh, So I don't think they kind of just live with it, I think.
Yeah. Right. Well, talk about always having to learn something new. I mean, you just get a handle on Instagram, and then, there's something new. There's Reels. Now you got to figure out how to get on TikTok. After that, there'll be something else. Like, are you ever overwhelmed at, I'm never going to be able to stop learning?
It is. It's that perpetual part of the business, I guess. And I'm sure that there will always be something else out there. But isn't that the fun part of the whole thing? If you told me I would be doing this, 10 years ago, I would have said, absolutely not. You're insane. But I'm not a competitive person by nature, but something about this just propels me into. But I can't let it defeat me. I'm not going to let it. And I said that to my husband the other day. I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And so
that's a great attitude. And it's really what you have to do to tackle technology. You just have to say, I'm going to figure it out. I don't know it today.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we were just talking about, I had done a post and it took off. And so Instagram's algorithm right now will pick something up from a couple of weeks ago, and it'll throw it up into the Explore page. And so then people are seeing it. Well, I've already posted it. I've already done it in stories. I've given all the links out. It's on Like to Know It. it's on my blog, but it's probably buried in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then people are asking me, I'm not kidding you. I probably have sent over 100 emails about giving a link to. What am I going to do? How do I educate? And that's that part of that. How do I educate my audience to get to without me having to do that for them? So it just is, it's one thing after another.
Yeah.
I think about that specifically with you, Cindy. My feelings towards you is watching you as an influencer. I think, I want to ask her this question, but has she already answered it? I don't want to fill up your comments where you have to respond to me. Like I want to respond enough to you that you know I'm watching, but I also don't want to burden your time and make you have to respond back to me. I really do think like, should I say something? Should I not? Like, what would you tell people that are like me that is like, okay, I want to say something, but should I?
I say, yes, do. Because really, whenever you respond or you get into my DMs, that just helps Instagram know that you're engaged, and then they want to throw it out there again. So, and I was telling these girls that I work with, I'd snipped some comments that had come about this outfit. They were rude, and I had sent it to them, and we were laughing about it. And because you can't let it, you can't let it personally offend you, because fashion is an opinion. I mean, that's the bottom line. You can like it, you can not like it, you can have your opinion. And so, but it's just funny what people will say. And those comments that irritate you, I'm like, thank you for sharing. I appreciate. What would you do differently? Because you want that interaction, because that's what Instagram is. It's a conversation. Okay. So I want you to, I want that interaction with you. I want that response or that comment or whatever.
Okay.
Like they say, all publicity is good publicity.
Right. And seriously, it is. So you're like, oh my gosh. And it doesn't hurt my feelings as much as, I just determined that's not going to, deter me from what I'm doing, because lots of people love it and some people don't, and that's okay. Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we have enjoyed talking with you so much, Cindy. Why don't you tell listeners where they can find you one more time?
So you can find me on Instagram at lululoves7_. And then I have a blog that's lululoves7.com. It's also named Cindy Hannam blog. So you could go either way on that one. I'm on TikTok at Cindy Hannam, and I'm on Facebook at Cindy Hannam.
Okay, awesome. So lots of places that people can find you. Well, one of the things that we like to do on Midlife Matters is say something that we're a fan of every week. And it can be a book, a podcast, a movie, an item of clothing, a beauty product. And so let's go into that. Let's go into I'm a fan. All right, Cindy, you're our guest. And of course, we can't wait to hear what fabulous thing that you are a fan of this week so that we can be fans of it too.
Yay. Well, since I'm a fashion blogger, I brought my shoes.
So awesome.
I am a fan of these Steve Madden. They're a suede chain mule, and they came out last year, maybe even the year before that. And I regretted not getting them all year long.
Oh, really?
They had sold out, and I was waiting for them to go on sale. They went on sale at the Nordstrom sale. And when it was my turn to shop, it was out.
Oh, darn.
So then they restocked. I still didn't get it. I was mad because I didn't get it the first time. I was like, I'm just going to find a different pair I like. And so this year I was like, I'm just going to buy them. So I bought them. I love them. They have a similar one at Amazon. I can't vouch for the quality of it, but it looks just the same.
And those listeners, I know you can't see them right now. They're kind of what would you call them? Just like a light tan suede color?
Yeah, just a taupe. It goes with everything. It's a neutral color. You can wear it with whatever. So it's a flat.
They do have pointy toes, I noticed.
They do have a point, and a chain that's the same color as the thing. And it comes in, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 different colors. So
okay. Awesome.
All right, I have to ask, because I have wondered, do you wear any sort of sock? like foot,
With-
anything, or you wear them barefoot?
I wear mine barefoot, but
Okay.
lots of people wear that little half sock thing. You know what I mean? That goes
yes.
around just the
toes.
Yes, just the toes. Yeah.
And then next question, I seriously have been dying to know this. Like, are they easy to wear? Do they fall off? Like, I feel like I would kick them off my feet because there's no back. I'm
Yes.
so practical. Like,
No, I am too. No, I love these. I have
Okay.
not had that problem.
okay.
Well, good to know. Yeah. Well, now we'll look at listeners. We'll put a link to Cindy's. What do you call them? Slides? What do you call them?
Mules.
Oh, mules.
Just
Okay.
a mule. Yeah.
In the show notes. You can tell that I do not own a pair, but now I'm going to be on the lookout. All right, Mindy. Well, what are you a fan of this week?
I'm a fan of something. This is a product that, some products are nice. Some products truly do change something awesome in your life right away. And this was that product. The last time I got my hair done, my hair has been kind of growing out and it's been more tangly. It gets, it's drier as I get older, but I didn't want to have to cut it. So my sweet hair lady, Caitlin, tried this leave-in treatment on my hair. And so we talked about it and I went ahead and bought it while I was there. And the first time I used it at home, I was sold. It's by Redken. It is the acidic bonding concentrate, and it's a leave-in conditioner for damaged hair is I hated to admit, I felt like my hair was damaged, but I was like, okay, fine. But after I wash my hair, you just put like a dollop in your hand, rub it together, and then I just kind of smooth it through like mid shaft of the hair through the ends. And so it is a vegan product, but it's a leave-in conditioner. It has smoothed my hair. It takes out all the tangles, so I can comb through it easily. It smells delightful, and it makes my hair look a lot more moisturized, the ends, because I was struggling with the ends looking frayed and dry. And so I don't wash my hair, but every like 4 days. And this, like, it doesn't weigh my hair down. It's not.
Do you use it every time then, Mindy?
Every time I wash my hair, this is my go-to. It's that product. I'm like, this is what I've been looking for.
Awesome.
For my hair.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely put a link to that in our show notes also, for sure. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
All right, I'm going a whole different route here.
Okay.
Because I still need fashion help, so I haven't bought anything that I can
share with
be
listeners.
Excited about.
Okay.
So, this is a product that I've been wanting to replace in our home. We have in our entry hall, we have that big intake vent for your air conditioner.
Oh,
like where you change your filters, and it's white metal. I think it even had a little rust on it. The louvers were dented. It was hideous. And that's what you see. Like, I don't know why they have to put it in such a prominent place. Yeah.
Right.
So, we found a wooden louvered cover for it. And they can make them custom, but ours was a standard size. So I ordered it and it came like in a couple of days. And it was just raw wood. So I had to prime it and paint it like our trim. But it looks so much nicer than that old metal grate.
We need to see before and after of that.
Yeah, I'll put some pictures up next week.
Okay. So we can put a link to the company that you used then? Okay. Awesome. That sounds really good because I have one down near my entryway too that I don't know why they get dented, but they definitely do over the years.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. All right, Mindy, I took a page out of your book for my I'm a Fan this week, and you said that you were loving your Hoka sneakers. So I went and got some, and I'm actually a fan of two things. One, I'm a fan of Fleet Feet because I love going in there and they help you find the sneaker for you. And, someone can tell me the brand of a sneaker that they like, and I could maybe go and buy it, but it might not really turn out to be the shoe that's best for me. And so I was trying on several different sneakers there, and I even tried on a couple different kinds of Hokas before we decided on the best ones that were for me. And I wouldn't have been able to really do that on my own. So if you have a Fleet Feet near you, I definitely recommend it. And I did end up getting a pair of Hokas, Mindy, and they are really comfortable, and I do like them. And if you've tried them in the past, one thing I noticed about my experience this time, because I have tried them on in the past, and I didn't know if I really liked them, but he said that this one that I got, they're kind of updating it to feel more like a running shoe. And he said he doesn't know if that's good or not. Like a lot of people like the older style better, but for my foot, I felt like the newer style fitted a little bit better. So even if you've tried them in the past, you might give them another try just because they are updating.
Which one did you end up with?
I think it's like the Bondi 8 or something.
Bondi, yes.
Yeah. So I'm liking that, and I hope that they'll last and be a good shoe. I've only had them for about a week so far. So
yeah. Fun.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing that.
Oh, yeah. I'm still wearing mine.
Good. All right, Cindy, thank you again so much for coming on. We have a lot to think about and put in our fashion lists now. Even if I only make a run to Target, at least I can notice. A lot of times I don't even notice what's new. Like, I don't know on my own if I would have noticed pointy toes. So I appreciate you pointing that out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me too. Y'all are just wonderful.
Oh, well, great.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
So fun.
Yes, it has been so fun.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week.
All right.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.